When you finally go quiet, when you stop explaining, when you stop defending yourself, people start to panic because silence is powerful. Silence exposes things words can't. Tonight, we're going to talk about what really happens when you stay silent longer than they expected. Silence is uncomfortable, especially for people who were used to your reactions. They expected you to shout, to cry, to plead, to justify. They were prepared for your words, but never your silence. When you go silent, you force people to hear the sound of their own behavior. You force them to sit with the truth of their actions. You take back control without lifting a finger. Some people don't realize how loud their disrespect was until your silence finally echoes it back to them. Silence is a test. Not everyone passes. When you stop talking, you see who checks on you and who only misses you when they need something. You see who reaches out and who never cared unless you were giving them access to your energy. Your silence will show you who truly values you, not for what you give, not for how you make them feel, but for who you genuinely are. Sometimes God removes your voice just so your eyes can open. People get comfortable with your kindness, comfortable with your availability, comfortable with your effort, until it stops. The moment you pull back, the moment you stop explaining, stop giving, stop showing up, they feel the loss. Because silence creates distance, and distance creates clarity. Suddenly, they remember everything you ever did for them. Suddenly they realize your presence was a blessing, not an obligation. Your silence becomes the loudest reminder. You should have valued me when you had me. Silence isn't weakness, it's growth. You're not staying quiet because you have nothing to say. You're staying quiet because not everyone deserves access to your feelings, your explanations, your truth. Silence is how you protect your energy, how you reset, how you regain strength. It's in the silence that you learn. Not every battle needs a response. Not every disrespect needs confrontation. Not every person deserves your voice. Sometimes the strongest thing you can say is nothing. People who manipulate, guilt trip, or drain you thrive on reaction. They feed on the attention, the drama, the emotional response, but silence starves them. When you stay silent longer than they expected, you break the cycle. They can't control you. They can't predict you. They can't trigger you. Your silence destroys the power they once believed they had. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned. And silence earns respect in a way noise never can. When you stay silent, you communicate. I am not desperate. I am not chasing. I am not arguing with anyone committed to misunderstanding me. Your silence becomes a boundary, a message, a form of discipline. And discipline is always respected, even by those who once underestimated you. Silence is strength. Silence is strategy. Silence is maturity. The older you get, the more you'll understand this. You don't have to react. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to correct anyone's narrative. You simply move differently, quietly, peacefully, strongly. And that silence, it will speak for you. It will protect you. It will elevate you. When you stay silent longer than they expected, you become someone they can't read, can't manipulate, can't control. You become the mystery they can't shake. So, if you're watching this right now, and you're in that season of silence, don't doubt yourself. Don't break your silence just to make others comfortable. Don't explain what God is still working on in private. Stay silent. Stay focused. Stay aligned. Because your silence is not empty. It is full of answers, full of healing, full of power. And when the world finally realizes your worth, your silence will be the moment they never forget.